Hello, everybody. Welcome to Streetlight Babble. We'll be reviewing The Revenge of the Furious,
The Fate of the Furious.
the eighth.
The 8th. Part 8. This is definitely, totally, definitely 100% the last one, I swear to God.
No, it's not. They were promising, like, in 5, 6, and 7, they were promising those would be the last ones, but they weren't. They're not even making promises this time. You know there's going to be more.
These movies are a cash cow, and they...
Yeah, and first off, I wanted to address something. It was because, for anybody who might think that it might be against what we were doing, we're watching two of them at once on different screens. Because, what if you're not getting the full story? Trust me, it's the same when you're watching one. It feels exactly the same.
It does. I mean, I remember we were watching this movie, and I was thinking, I feel just as disjointed and confused by the plot as if I was watching two of these at once.
Yeah, just as disjointed. It's the same film, same things going on. People acting exactly the same way.
Exactly the same way. So, real quick, just want to let everyone know that this is going to be a spoiler-heavy review of this movie. If you don't want to be spoiled by this movie, don't bother go seeing it, because it's not good.
Yeah, why go see it? It's Fast and the Furious. Find something else to see. Spider-Man Homecoming will be out soon. No, or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy will be out sooner. So, basically, we start off with The Rock. Not The Rock, Vin Diesel.
We start off with
Giant Muscle Man, Vin Diesel.
Giant Muscle Man Vin Diesel and Mrs. Vin Diesel, Toretto and Mrs. Toretto, vacationing in Havana, Cuba, on their honeymoon. And what they're doing is they're racing streets and intimidating thugs. So basically the same thing they always do, except in Cuba.
And then one day, Mr. Toretto goes down to get his morning coffee and runs into Charlize Theron, who's like, "Oh no, you're going to come work for me now because I have this iPhone. We're not going to show the camera what's on the iPhone, even though you can probably guess what's on it. And you're going to come work for me now, kid."
No. Yes, I will, because I'm easy to manipulate, baby.
Exactly. And
so, yeah, she gets the illustrious Dominic Toretto to work for her, and we cut to The Rock coaching some kids, having them do a war dance of some sort.
A haka. It's
haka war dance.
It's a traditional Polynesian war dance that they do as intimidation before battle.
Ha! Hookie, ha.
Which
anyway,
I thought that scene was kind of...
It was kind of cute because they did this fake out like he's talking to a bunch of military men like, "We're gonna defeat him, son! We're gonna get him! You're not gonna lose! We're not gonna lose!" And it's like little kids and they're like,
"Okay."
And it was a pretty good fake out, and then a guy comes up, Mr. The Rock, you're gonna go to this black side and
steal this thing from the United States, and if you lose, then we gotta arrest you, because we need a scapegoat.
Because this is an illegal op, so you gotta know that before going in. And Rock's like, "I know who won't betray me, and is also a really good team, and will also not betray me. The Vin Diesel crew."
And, of course, they steal the thing, they run away, and as they peel off to go to their safe house, lo and behold, he gets betrayed by Vin Diesel. Bang. Well, not bang, he runs his car into...
Yeah, he runs his car, and of course, then they gotta do this whole thing, and it's actually an inverse of the plot from the 6th, because now, like, The Rock goes to prison, they meet Jason Statham there, get Jason Statham out, joins the crew.
Yeah.
And the inverse is... it's now Vin Diesel that's showing up over and over, that they're looking for ways to find him, and he shows up.
He shows up, and he's like, "I'm here."
But I guess they make more of a thing of how they cannot catch him, because he's just, like, the best driver, because he's, obviously the boss of these, apparently the best drivers in the world.
Yeah, and so they go, they try and do various things to stop him. They do a scene in New York where... Eventually, they have the EMP that they got earlier, and then they got to get nuclear launch codes from a Russian...
First off, why would the Russian ambassador bring...
It wasn't an ambassador, it was a minister of defense.
Well, why would the Russian minister of defense bring nuclear codes with him to the U.S.? Do we bring nuclear codes to cross countries? No, wait, yeah, that's true. The president is never a couple minutes away from nuclear codes, so never scratch that.
But wouldn't you think it would be the president of Russia that has the codes, not the Minister of Defense?
Okay, well, so it is kind of stupid.
A little bit. But yeah, so Vin Diesel, they remote control cars to chase after this motorcade.
They remote control thousands of cars to destroy this motorcade, and basically it ends up in a bunch of cars piling up and surrounding the motorcade. I'm like, why don't you just lead with that? Because you just had this 20-minute scene
Of them all chasing.
of all these thousands of cars chasing them. Why don't you just lead with?
But
Apparently the limo's like bulletproof or something, proof of bullets,
bulletproof,
and like almost indestructible. And then Vin Diesel cuts into it.
and then he gets the nuclear codes, and
It's all stupid.
it is all stupid. So yeah, they go and then they're like, okay, we gotta find Dom. We gotta, if he's really turned, we gotta kill him. And they go to this Russian former naval base. Basically, they're using it to kind of retrofit old submarines with new submarines, and they're like, oh no, we don't want to start World War III. And they're like, no, it's okay. It was taken over by an extremist group, so you're not killing Russians, you're killing a separatist group.
Seems pretty... And there were a lot of extremist groups that I'm like, who are you people?
Yeah, the Fast and the Furious world must be scarier to live in than this world.
No, apparently not, because physics are different and people don't die unless it fits the story. So
And even if they do die, they come back.
You have to make sure you're if you're in the Fast and Furious world, you have to be inconsequential to stories or anyone, and you won't die.
Exactly. So yeah, so they face off with Dom, and lo and behold, there's a fake out death. You totally see it coming from about a mile away, where you think you don't think, Jason Statham's still alive, but they pretend to kill Jason Statham.
Yeah, Helen Mirren's in this movie.
Yeah, she plays Jason Statham's character's mom.
Yeah, so in summation, he makes a deal with Jason Statham's mother. What I want to get at here is that Vin Diesel's character, they're giving more things to him that feel undeserved. Like, he's just a street racer thug dude.
He's not God.
He engineers this Machiavellian scheme against Charlize Theron, in which he gets the two evil British guys from the last movie, the Shaws and the mother, Shaw, and to get his baby out. Wait, did we not say?
Oh no!
Turns out Charlize Theron has Vin Diesel's baby, and not in the way I just sounded it out with my lips.
No, she's holding the mother of Vin Diesel's baby and Vin Diesel's baby hostage. That's why he betrayed his family. It was for his family. And then they kill the mother.
Yeah, they kill him. Whatever. So they have the baby, and during the climax in which they're trying to get this nuclear submarine Russian base thing over with, Jason Statham and his brother get on the plane and enact probably the best scene in any Fast and Furious movie I've ever seen.
Is Jason Statham and baby.
Jason Statham, and he's just like talking to the baby, and he puts little headphones and plays
Alvin and the Chipmunks,
and it's just like, you don't want to listen to this. You don't want to listen to this, baby. Oh, cover your eyes, baby.
He's like, oh no, baby, you're not gonna want to see this. And turns the baby cradle around and bashes in a guy's head. And I feel like that was the only part of the movie where I actually felt enjoyment in watching it.
If there was a movie of Jason Statham and baby, I would watch it. Yeah, that was the most entertaining part. But yeah, he finds out that baby's okay. So then Vincent Diesel goes back and
joins his crew.
And they destroy the nuclear submarine with a heat-seeking missile. They get out of another impossible thing that would kill everybody, and
they save the day.
They save the day, and nobody dies. No stakes, no consequences, except for that one lady. Yeah, the lady with Vin Diesel's baby is a lady that we saw Vin Diesel doing in the 5th movie
for one scene. Well. No, she was The Rock's Brazilian partner in the 5th movie, and then in the 6th movie was the scene where they had the one scene of them doing it for a half a second, and then she was like, I was gonna tell you about our baby, but then you and Letty got back together, so I figured when you came back from your honeymoon, I'd tell you about the baby.
Okay.
A simple text could fix that. Hey, Can we talk? I'm Prager's. We could have resolved this.
Dumb is what I say. Just dumb. Yeah, that's just dumb. The movie's dumb. Don't watch it.
It is. I mean, you can probably YouTube the scene with Jason Statham and the baby in a couple of weeks, and that's all you really need to see from the entire movie.
You need to see Jason Statham and baby saving the day.
But don't pay $10 to go see this movie.
Oh God. Yeah, but pretty much, did we already mention that all these stories for the past 3 or 4 movies are all fallout from the previous film? Ever since episode 4 of the Fast and Furious, every subsequent movie is a fallout. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. My memory's just poor.
No, it's not that your memory's poor. It's that these movies have wiped your memory.
Yeah, so pretty much everything that happens in the previous movies is fallout in the next movie, and it's just, and they're not even disguising that it's going that they're because it really felt like maybe it's going to be the last one. With like the last couple movies, like fifth is like one last heist, sixth one last heist, seventh, oh this is the end, goodbye Paul Walker, oh this is the last ride, and now they're not even pretending. They're just like, oh Charlize Theron's still out there in the world, we gotta kill her, baby.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell's in this movie too.
Yeah, he should have been more eccentric, I felt, than his character was.
Yeah, but that's our personal opinion. Chris, if you had to give this movie a numerical rating, what would you give it?
Yeah, once again, like a 2 or 2 out of 10 or something. I don't know. They're not great movies. We like action movies and like cars.
Yeah.
You'll like them, but you know.
There were a lot of people in our theater.
It was like Saturday after opening night, so whatever.
It was, but there were a lot of families.
A lot of families.
But yeah, overall I agree. I'd say about like a 2 out of 10. I know these movies are going to keep on making money. It's car porn for car fanatics, and they love their car jargon and whatnot. It's not really my thing.
Cargan.
I prefer a decent plot and actual character development, which they gave all the character development to Jason
Statham. Yeah, it was a funny thing because The Rock's like, oh, you were a decorated military person and now you're on the fugitive black site person. You're not you got no honor anymore. And then Jason Statham's like, so did you ever wonder how you got into this situation? And it's like, they subtly hinted without some stupid exposition that Jason Statham might actually have a darker story than you think. They gave him character development. Yeah. He's a multifaceted character.
They gave Jason Statham more character development in one movie than they gave Vin Diesel in 8.
Yeah, it's like that's so funny to me that Jason Statham's character is much more developed than any other character in all 8 movies. So yeah, that's pretty it. That's it. These movies drain my energy just right down to the toilet. I'm just fighting them in my mind. Just all their stupid physics, and I'm just way too critical. I'm not a passive viewer. I don't turn off my brain. A good movie makes me turn off my brain. If I forget I'm sitting and staring at a screen and I feel like I'm kind of in the movie, if I forget where I am and I'm just in the movie, that's a good movie to me. That's one of my main things. But this, I'm always just tearing it apart, and I can't do that. That's why I just don't like these films. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't go see it. There's other movies that are coming out soon that we will probably be giving recommendations to, but this one, it's a hard pass.
Hard pass. Good.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been our thoughts on The Fate of the Furious. Stay tuned. We're going to have more videos coming out soon. Please subscribe.
I was broken by this film. Now I'm going to die, everybody.